The American Revolution was shaped not only by famous generals and statesmen, but also by women whose courage, sacrifice, and service strengthened the cause of independence. Some worked behind the scenes, while others faced danger beside the army. Their stories reveal the determination and devotion that helped build the United States, and they deserve to be remembered. Anna Maria Lane. Anna Maria Lane left no memoir, diary, or collection of letters. Only scattered official records survive, yet those records preserve a remarkable fact. She performed military service during the American Revolution, fought at the Battle of Germantown, and carried a disabling wound for the rest of her life. More than 30 years after the battle, the Commonwealth of Virginia formally recognized her courage. Governor William H. Cabell described her as having fought as a common soldier, and the General Assembly rewarded her extraordinary military services. Those words, written by public officials who reviewed her case, are the firm foundation of her place in American history. The details of Lane's early life remain uncertain. Later accounts often connect her with Connecticut, but the surviving evidence tells us far more about her wartime conduct than about her childhood. She married John Lane, a Continental soldier, and the two shared years of movement, hardship, and public service. Their story was not one of comfort or easy recognition. It was a life spent close to the Army, followed by years of work in Virginia and a final appeal for the support earned through sacrifice. John Lane entered the Continental Army in 1776. Anna Maria went with him. During the Revolution, military families sometimes traveled with moving forces because separation could mean hunger, uncertainty, and years apart. Women who accompanied an army commonly cooked, washed clothing, carried supplies, or nursed the sick and wounded. Anna Maria's record, however, goes beyond ordinary support work. Virginia's pension law later stated that she served in the garb and with the courage of a soldier. Governor Cabell was even more direct. Her lasting disability came from a severe wound received while fighting as a common soldier. No surviving enlistment paper identifies her regiment, rank, weapon, or daily assignment. Historians, therefore, must be careful not to invent details. The official language does establish that Virginia regarded her service as military, extraordinary, and connected to battle. Whether she formally enlisted under another name or entered the fighting without a conventional enlistment record cannot now be proven. What can be said with confidence is that she stood close enough to the action to be wounded and later satisfied state officials that the wound came from her own wartime service. Anna Maria Lane's defining trial came at Germantown, Pennsylvania on October 4, 1777. The battle occurred during the Philadelphia campaign, after British forces had defeated Washington's army at Brandywine and occupied the American capital. General George Washington attempted a bold counterstrike against the British position at Germantown. His plan called for several American columns to advance before dawn, strike from different directions, and overwhelm the outpost before the defenders could organize. The opening attack pushed the British back, but the battlefield soon became confused. Thick fog and gun smoke reduced visibility. American units lost contact. Some troops fired on one another, and stubborn British resistance at the Stone Chew House delayed the advance. The British regrouped and counterattacked, forcing Washington's army to retreat. Although Germantown ended as an American defeat, the willingness of the Continental Army to attack a powerful professional force demonstrated resolve at a critical moment in the war. Somewhere in that dangerous contest, Lane suffered a severe wound. The precise location and nature of the injury were not recorded in the surviving pension papers, though later accounts describe an injured leg. The lasting consequence is clear. She never fully recovered and remained disabled. In an age before modern surgery, antibiotics, rehabilitation, or dependable pensions, a battlefield wound could alter every remaining year of a person's life. Lane survived, but she paid a permanent price for her service. Germantown also tested the endurance of everyone attached to the army. The attack began after a long nighttime march, and the retreat left wounded Americans to face rough roads, limited transport, and uncertain medical care. Lane's survival required courage beyond the moment of injury. Whatever treatment she received, it did not restore her strength or mobility. She continued into the post-war years with a body permanently marked by the campaign. That fact gives the later pension language unusual weight. Virginia's lawmakers were not honoring a theatrical legend. They were responding to a visible disability and a service history that state officials considered credible. Her wound connected the public record of 1808, the danger she faced in 1777. The Battle of Germantown did not end the Lanes' connection to military life. John later served with Virginia forces, including the Light Dragoons, and the couple's path eventually led south. The surviving record places them in Virginia after the Revolution. Their continued association with public service suggests a household accustomed to military discipline, modest means, and the demands placed on veterans who still needed steady work. In 1801, John joined Virginia's public guard in Richmond. The guard protected the state's arms and public property, and its members lived near Capitol Square. Anna Maria lived there with him. Despite the disability she carried from Germantown, she again made herself useful. Records connect her with work at a military hospital where she helped care for sick and injured soldiers. Dr. John H. Foshee, a Richmond physician, sought compensation for her hospital service. This later work did not create her claim to fame, but it confirms a pattern. When duty called, she contributed. By 1807, age, poverty, and physical weakness had caught up with several old veterans in the public guard. The state reduced the force, leaving John Lane and other worn-out men without dependable employment. Governor Cabell told the legislature that these veterans had been worn out in the public service and faced begging or starvation unless Virginia intervened. He then called special attention to Anna Maria, whose wartime wound had left her very infirm. On January 28, 1808, Cabell sent his recommendation to the Speaker of the House of Delegates. He did not rely on sentimental language. He presented the facts and trusted them to speak for themselves. Anna Maria Lane, he wrote, had been disabled by a severe wound received while fighting as a common soldier in the Revolution. She had never recovered, and likely never would. The statement is important because it came from the governor in an official appeal to the legislature, not from a later legend. The General Assembly acted on February 6, 1808. John Lane and several other pensioners received $40 a year. Anna Maria received $100 a year for life, 2.5 times her husband's amount. The law explained the distinction. She had performed extraordinary military services at Germantown in the garb and with the courage of a soldier. The award was not charity disguised as praise. It was the Commonwealth's formal judgment that her conduct and disability deserved unusual recognition. $100 did not erase 30 years of pain, and Lane had little time to enjoy the pension. She died on June 13, 1810. Yet the law ensured that her name, service, and sacrifice entered Virginia's permanent public record. Long after most memories of individual camp life had disappeared, the Pension Act preserved the government's verdict on her character. Anna Maria Lane's story should be told with both admiration and care. Popular accounts sometimes fill the gaps with dramatic scenes that cannot be documented. Her authentic record needs no embellishment. She accompanied a Continental soldier through the hazards of war, entered the fighting at Germantown, endured a wound that never healed, continued serving in a military community, and finally received an exceptional pension from Virginia. Her life also reminds us that the Revolution depended on more people than the famous generals and statesmen whose portraits dominate textbooks. Armies moved because ordinary Americans accepted exhausting work, danger, separation, and uncertainty. Lane's contribution became visible because her wound and pension left a paper trail. Many others served without leaving even that much evidence. Today, a historical marker in Richmond's Capitol Square honors Anna Maria Lane near the ground once occupied by the Public Guard barracks. It is an appropriate place to remember her. The state government that once acknowledged her extraordinary military service now helps preserve her name. Her legacy rests on courage under fire, perseverance after injury, loyalty to her husband and country, and a lifetime of useful service. Anna Maria Lane earned recognition not for words she wrote or offices she held, but for what she did when the American cause required courage.